And we've kind of got a 2-for-1 here today because in addition to including this city expansion to the base board game, we've also got a major UI overhaul, and that is due to the fact that the game now supports up to 6 players instead of the 1 to 4 players that it supported at launch and throughout its history up to this point. So, I've been thinking about how to go about this, and I was thinking back to when I was doing the Talismania episodes with Max, and realized that the best way to do this is probably going to be in single player, because that way I can show you guys everything in detail without having to worry about the timers and everything. And I'm also kind of curious to see uh, what the AI improvements that they mentioned in the patch notes are all about, because as longtime players of the game know, the AI kind of has a reputation for being a bit sketchy at spots or a bit inconsistent in the way it plays. And so I think this will be a really good test to see just what kind of state the AI is in as of this latest patch and as of the release of this latest expansion. So I think without further ado, we are going to jump in here and set up a single player game to let you guys see what this city expansion is all about. So in these first couple screens, you're not going to notice too much of a difference in the UI, but whenever you get to the create game screen, this of course is very different than what we're used to from this game. Obviously everything's been kind of squashed a bit to make room for the additional player slots, but I have to say I think this looks pretty good. I think in terms of ways you could change this screen to accommodate 6 players, this works. You know, I might have liked to have seen a little bit more spacing between the rows for these cards, because they kind of are all smashed into each other here. But you know, details. I definitely understand the uh, practicality of trying to make all this fit without changing the scale of these images and such. So no big deal. But of course, the other big change for this release is the fact that we now have the city to select. And actually what I'm going to do for this playthrough is actually disable all of the other expansions, and that way we will mostly see city cards and characters, and that should make things a little more interesting for people who are primarily interested in seeing the new expansion in action. So as far as house rules go, we're going to go with our standard that we've been using on the stream here for quite some time. So random characters, character selection. We're also going to use the revealed ending, excluding the standard ending, so we'll have a pretty good shot at seeing the new endings, one of the new endings that comes with the city expansion. We will disable sudden death. We're going to go ham on this one and actually play the game out to its conclusion, whatever that might be. No bloodbath, no replacing quests, and no rune stones. So that's the settings we are going to use if you would like to do something similar. Again, disabling all expansions but the city. Alright, so yeah, here we go. Let's see how this thing works. Okay, so Merchant's Guild is our ending. So whenever a character starts his turn and does not have any gold, he may gain 1 gold. So that's pretty cool. It's just, we're making it rain, basically, is what's happening. The first character to reach the crown of command with 20 or more gold wins the game. Interesting. So this is going to be all about hoarding and maxing out your gold. And I can really imagine this ending being particularly interesting if you were to say have sudden death turned on, right? Because if you're well, I guess that only affects you if you have no gold. So I guess you wouldn't be able to just stack gold in some way that would affect your score drastically. So actually, I think that makes sense. But this is clearly going to be all about the wealth generation in this game. So that's pretty exciting. Let's go ahead and check this out and see what we can see. Now I'm hoping, since I disabled the other expansions, we'll get a decent selection of new characters, if not played by myself, then played by one of the AIs. And as you can see here, I've unfortunately only drawn traditional characters for this. But I think, given the tendency for this ending, I think the thief makes a lot of sense, right? Because I can kind of go around vulturing everybody else's gold. So we're going to go with him and see how that works out. I guess I should remind people what's up with the thief in case you haven't played before. So basically, in this game, every character has their own unique abilities and kind of unique wrinkles. So the thing with the thief is you may take one object or gold from any character that you land on. Whenever you visit the market day, or village, you may take a card of your choice from the purchase deck for free. So obviously that's a pretty powerful set of abilities, especially with this ending that we've drawn. So I think this is going to give me a really good shot at winning. And ironically, because we are playing the city expansion today, we're going to be starting on the city with a neutral alignment. And just refreshing myself. So we got 3 strength, 3 craft, 4 lives, 2 fate, which isn't great, but fate's not too hard to come by when you're neutral. So not sweating that too much, and 1 gold. Alright, so let's see what the AI comes up with. Still no new characters. Oh, here we go. So so there we got the shaman being played. The courtesan. Oh yeah, I definitely saw something new there. Yep. Yep. So we got the elementalist, the courtesan, the ninja, the shaman, the wizard, and me playing the thief. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Oh, I rolled a 1. It must be Talisman. Kidding. I'm kidding. That's kind of a running joke that my friends who I play this with and I have, that basically you can roll anything you want as long as it's a 1. But this is kind of a neat little starting position here. It looks like at least a few of us are starting on the city itself, which is kind of cool. Alright, so looking at our movement options, can I actually enter the city right off the bat? Is that a thing I can do? It looks like it. So I guess probably one thing I should do is actually go through these squares and look at this new map section, this new board section, and see exactly what it's all about, because not having actually played this expansion before, I'm a little unfamiliar with what all these squares actually do. So I think, in a similar fashion to what I did with the dungeon, we will kind of go through these and let everybody see them. I would say my favorite character is probably... that's a tough one. I like a lot of the characters, but probably if I had a go-to, like the one that I most like seeing come up, hmm, maybe the druid. I know that's kind of old school. I know that's from the original base game, but I always kind of get excited when I see the druid come up, because I feel like that ability to switch your alignment on the fly is pretty powerful. I definitely enjoy that character quite a bit. And usually when my 3 cards come up at the beginning of the game, if the druid is one of them, I usually will take him. But I like a lot of the characters. It really just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But anyway, so let's look through these squares and see what's going on here. Um, so the wanted list, I remember reading about this in the preview. So you may either buy any wanted posters on this space for 1 gold each, or claim any bounties from wanted posters on this space. So I assume that wanted posters are going to be cards that are drawn in the city deck as you move around the city. but we'll be curious to see how that mechanic actually works. But especially given that we're trying to farm gold with this ending, I think this is going to end up being something that we're going to have to use, or at least want to use, for at least part of the game. And let's see. At the end of your turn, draw new wanted posters until there are a total of 3 on this space. Okay, so I just answered my own question. So apparently wanted posters are their own separate deck. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's trigger this and see what happens. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this looks like we have things that are put for a specific character? That's kind of interesting. Huh. Okay, so evil character, neutral character, and elemental. Hmm. So let's see, when you claim this bounty, gain a gold equal to the amount of trophy points you discard from enemy elementals. Huh. I'm assuming there are some elementals in the city deck, because I can't think of too many characters or creatures in the base deck that would be considered elementals. I'm thinking that's something that has to come with this expansion. And then if you defeat a neutral character in battle or psychic combat, you may immediately claim the bounty in addition to your normal reward. Roll 1 die and gain that amount of gold. Okay, that's pretty beast mode. And then I assume this is similar for the evil character. Gain that amount of gold. Okay, interesting. Those are down there on that square now. And if I remember what I read correctly, so I can buy a wanted poster for 1 gold. So I would have to land on this space again to actually be able to pick any of those up. So that's an interesting mechanic. But let's go ahead and let the AIs play out their turns, just so we can see a little more action here, and then we'll take a closer look at the city board when I go to make my next move. I definitely like the wizard too. You know, talking about characters that I actually like to play, that's definitely one of the first characters that I really gravitated towards when I first started playing this game. Oh man, he's already stacking gold. Scared now. He only needs 18 more. I'm doomed. So actually, taking a look at this, this is kind of cool. So when you hover, or whenever it is the player's turn, it expands out, I guess is what's happening there. Yeah, because it's still the wizard's turn and his little interface has popped out a little bit. So this is lives, craft. Okay, so strength, craft, and lives are the 3 that it always shows. That makes sense. And then we've got fate and gold, I'm assuming. Yeah, fate and gold are the other 2. The strength, craft, lives, fate, and gold is how this new UI reads. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of curious though as to why these bump out instead of staying in the location that they are. I guess because the other ones are hidden under here and they're just sliding the UI element out. But I almost feel like if I had done this UI, what I would have done is had these 3 stay where they are and had the other 2 pop out instead of the way they're doing it here. Because I think a good like general UI convention is that you don't want to move a UI element if you don't have to. So fixing these three and then having the other two pop out, I think would have been a better way to implement this. But that's just me talking as a UX guy. But I don't really have a problem with it. It's just going to take a little bit to get used to because it's a little bit of a non-standard behavior as far as I'm concerned. Um, but let's not pick nits. I think it's fine the way it is for the most part. I'm just kind of noticing it since I'm seeing it for the first time. All right, so it looks like our movement. Let's see, so our movement goes like this around the outer edge of the board. Hmm. So I assume 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how we're getting there, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is how we're getting there. But I'm also noticing that it doesn't seem like we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems as though you can only move in a clockwise direction around this board section. So that's something good to keep in mind. And let me actually take a quick run through these squares, and now that I have an idea how the movement is supposed to flow. Let's see, draw one card, seems pretty standard. Draw one card, draw one card, and what do we have here? Draw one card. And let's see what this first one we could land on is. So the High Temple. Pay 1, 2, or 3 gold, then roll 1 die for each gold you paid. Lose all of your gold. That seems horrifying. Move to the temple. Okay, that seems like a way to get to the inner ring. Roll 1 die to accept a quest at the Warlock Cave. Gain 1 strength or 1 craft. Gain 1 strength and 1 craft. Okay, so that's a pretty good risk-reward kind of thing. I kind of like what they're doing there. And gain a talisman. Interesting. Interesting. So what's our other option as far as our actual movement this turn goes? Draw 1 card. Okay. Well, this seems pretty gangster. This High Temple seems pretty crazy over here. But I have a feeling that with the fact that I could only roll 1 die, that means the best that I could possibly get out of this would be to go to the temple, and that's going to take me away from this section of the board. So I think that's something I'm not particularly interested in doing. But let's go ahead and draw a card and see what these city cards actually look like. See what kind of trouble I can get into. Alright. Dung Sweeper. Nice. Okay, a Dung Sweeper offers you a job. If you accept, gain 3 gold, but you must miss your next turn doing the dirty work. That's cool. Once a character has chosen to do so, discard this card. Well, I mean, I'll take 3 gold in 1 turn for losing 1 turn. That seems pretty legit to me. I'm not above sweeping up some dung if it means it gets me closer to winning. Ah, the hag. That's one thing about turning off all the other expansions. It makes some of those nasty cards in the base deck come up that much faster. Ooh, so that guy's got some kind of crazy ability. What was that all about? It came up and went a little too fast for me to get a look at. I guess that's the shaman. So I've noticed that the AI is, for the most part, staying away from the city, and I'm wondering if that's a bad sign for me. I'm wondering if I'm in the city a little sooner than I should be based on my stats. Because I know, for example, the Highlands, when that's enabled, you kind of have to be closer to the mid game for to be roaming around in there safely, and certainly the dungeon, you need to be a little closer to the end game to be roaming around in there safely. But I don't really have a good sense of when an appropriate time to enter the city actually is. I'm just kind of jumping in and YOLOing it in the interest of showing off, the new stuff to you guys. But I really don't know if I'm taking a big risk being in here or not. AI's doing work out on the main board, and I'm missing a turn. That's kind of good that it zoomed the view onto my character to show that it would have been my turn had I not missed a turn from that card. I kind of like that. I feel like that's maybe a new behavior for the UI, um, but I'm not 100% sure on that. One thing I definitely like about the new about the stuff popping out is it gives you a really clear sense of whose turn it is. Because as soon as you see that one of the six little UI elements bulge out, you know exactly who's taking their turn, which I definitely appreciate that. I will also say I think the numbers on this new interface are a lot more readable than they were previously. The only kind of question I have, or the only thing that I'm a little bit sketchy on, is like, for example, the wizard here has lost a life, and now that their life is being represented in a color other than white, it makes it a little more difficult to see than I think it maybe necessarily should be. Um, I'd like to see some more contrast in that case. uh, just to make that stuff a little more readable. I mean, it definitely draws your attention to it because it's different than normal, but at the same time, like looking at it from any significant distance, I think it's a little hard to read. Whereas like the white numbers really pop on those colored backgrounds for the most part. Oh no, somebody's casting spells on me. They must not have liked what I said about the numbers. All right, let's see if we can turn lemons into lemonade. Nope. Okay, well, let's see. Now, my friend Tom would say there's no possibility of me rolling anything other than a 1 on this reroll. Let's see if we can prove him wrong. Hey, look at that. I did something. Gained a life. I got a life. Who would have thought playing board games would give you a life? Ba-dum-bum. Sorry, that was a bad joke. It's really bad. I apologize for that joke. Okay, so another 5. We're getting all the big rolls here in town. We're just strutting. We're strutting around the neighborhood like a gangsta. Okay, so it looks like once you're actually in the city proper, I'm guessing that there's just a flow control on this first kind of L-shaped piece where like you have to be moving from right to left at whatever point you enter it. Because when we were here at the start of the city, we could only move in this direction. And I'm assuming that what that means is that, like, over here on this square, we can probably exit out onto here, but then we have to go to the city gate before we can enter the main board again. I'm guessing that's how that works. But it seems like now that we're actually in the city proper, we can actually move in whatever direction we want as long as we don't move against the flow of traffic on this outer piece. This is kind of a weird. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around exactly how I can move around this board, but let's see what our options are. We've actually got quite a few. It seems like once you're in the city proper, you can actually move pretty much in whatever direction you want to. Yeah, it looks like once you're out of this first ring, or this first kind of bit here. All right, we'll figure it out. I'm sure if I play a few more turns, it'll become obvious. But let's look at what we can actually do here. So we got the apothecary, where we can buy potions, pay 1, 2, or 3 gold, then draw 1 potion card for each gold you paid. Man, you can really spend a lot of money in this place if you so choose. So we've also got the sorcerer square. I guess that is. Yeah, sorcerer square. Buy or sell spells. Okay. Either discard any number of spells you have and gain 1 gold for each, or buy spells for 2 gold each if your craft allows. Okay. Let's look at this one. So we got the Magic Emporium. Buy any if available. Okay. Scroll for 1 gold. Psychic Crystal for 2 gold. Mirror Shield for 3 gold. Crystal Scepter for 4 gold. Magic Ring for 5 gold. Or Spellbook for 6 gold. So again, could definitely be spending a lot of money here if we so desired. Let's see. So I guess once you make a turn, you can't make another turn? No, that can't be right. Because I'm trying to figure out how we would even get to these squares with a 5. I guess we'll see when the character actually moves the path that they take. I'm wondering if maybe okay, I see there are arrows on the sides of the squares that indicate direction of travel possibilities. Okay, that makes more sense. So let me actually take a closer look at this while we can. Okay, so from the square that we're on, I see. So we can only move to that other square. Well, we can move here, or we can move. No, we can't. Okay, so the arrow pointing back at you, I assume, means you can't move in that direction. Yeah, which is weird. Oh, I see. So over here, I'm trying to figure out how we can even get to this square based on these movement rules. That's the thing that's kind of confusing me. So we rolled a 5. How is it that we can even... Because the arrow would seem to indicate to me that you can't go backwards. So it's not like 1, 2, 3, and that wouldn't even make sense. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how we end up here with a 5. How that's even possible. Yeah, I just don't see it. I'm almost tempted to move to that square just to see how the movement actually resolves. But I think I want to look at these other options first. So let's go ahead and check this out. Soothsayer, read fortune. Replenish fate up to your fate value at the cost of 1 gold each. So this is interesting. So it's basically like the graveyard, but no alignment requirement. So this would be that square that good characters have been looking for forever. That actually lets them land on a square and pay to get their fate back. So that seems like a pretty important addition to the board, especially for people playing good characters. And then we've got, let's see, Armory. Buy any if available. So again, Stiletto for 1 gold, Bow for 2 gold, Great Sword for 3 gold, Battle Axe for 4 gold, Flail for 5 gold, and Full Plate for 6 gold. And I assume Full Plate is better than just the regular armor that you get in the base deck. Okay, thanks, Evil. I wasn't 100% sure about that. Wasn't sure about the difficulty leveling. You know, I think the Highlands kind of depends on what character you're playing, because if you're playing one of those characters that has a really weak strength or craft to start, I think the Highlands can be kind of dangerous to play right out of the game. Because I feel like the average creature strength in the Highlands is a little higher than on the main board, just statistically. But I think if you're playing a character with, say, like a base 3 in strength and craft, or like a 3 or more in both strength and craft, I think dipping into the Highlands right out the bat is way more viable. But yeah, I mean, it's a good point for sure. I think the Highlands is certainly more viable in the earlier stages of the game than the dungeon. That's definitely for sure. I mean, you're taking a pretty big risk dipping into the dungeon right out the bat. Uh, Definitely more so than dipping into the Highlands. So let's see. As far as, oh, okay, here we got another movement option here. So let's see, Rat's Road. Draw one card. Okay. Well, you know, given all of these options, I think I might actually be boring and just draw a card because I'm really trying to accumulate gold. So it looks to me like the path that I'm going to take to actually get to this square is pretty direct, right? I would assume that when I click on that square, my character is going to move to here, then to here, then to here, then to here, then to here. That's my kind of take on that. So let's see if that actually works in practice. Yep. Okay. So they can definitely move in whatever direction the arrows are pointing, because that's kind of what we just saw there. But I think if the arrow is pointing back at you, you must not be able to move in that direction. But we'll see. We'll keep testing that as we play. All right, Madcap. The Madcap will remain here for the rest of the game. Roll one die and change to that alignment. Crap. This could be bad for us. Let's see. 3. I think we stay neutral on a 3. Yep. I didn't realize that that Madcap card had been added to the base deck like that. I thought that that came with the Sacred Pool, but maybe not. Because it didn't have a city logo on it. Uh, oh, interesting. Why do I have another turn? Did that card have an additional effect that I was unaware of? Because now it's letting me take another turn, and I'm not sure why. I think I might have missed something there. Huh. Well, I'm not going to argue. If it wants to give me another turn, I guess that's cool. Let's look at our movement options. So this was a square we didn't check. So wharf, not to be confused with the lieutenant. Pay 1 gold. Well, that seems lame. On your next turn, instead of moving normally, move to any space in the outer or middle region. Huh. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool, I guess. I guess you're paying to travel is what I take from that. Yeah, there was nothing special about this Rat's Road card or square from what I can see. It's not like it said take an extra turn by landing on the square. So it must have been something about that card that gave me an extra turn, but I'm not sure what that was. I must not have read enough. Rogues Guild. Visit the Rogue Chaplain or Guildmaster. Okay, Rogue Chaplain. If you're good or evil, you become neutral. If you are neutral, you become good or evil. Okay, interesting. Guildmaster. You may only visit the Guildmaster if you are neutral. Roll 1 die, 1 to 4 ignored. 5 and 6 is gain gold, though. That seems like something we want to do. Be into that. Now, it seems like my movement options are somewhat limited here. So it looks like I, in fact, cannot move backwards on the board the way that it's currently configured. So yeah, I can't move against that arrow. I can't move against this arrow either. So I have to move here, and then I have to move here. Okay, so this was something I wasn't entirely sure about. So it looks like I can get out here again too, but I bet that's because I rolled a 6, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get out there. So my theory about being able to exit out here, I guess, is true. But it actually looks as though I could exit from this square. Sorry, this square if I wanted to. In which case that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's not available. I'm guessing. Oh wait, is that an arrow there? Okay, yeah, there. Okay, that's the arrow that actually dumps you back out into the outer. I couldn't find this exit point before. That's what was confusing me. Okay. Yeah, so the arrows definitely dictate your movement options. That seems confirmed at this point. So let's see, this one was the menagerie. Oh, I don't think I looked at this one yet. Buy a pet. Pay 2 gold, plus an additional gold for each pet you already own. Oh, interesting. It's just like a pet tax. Then draw 1 pet card. You may only buy 1 pet per visit. Well, let's see if I can get some gold from the guild master, and then that'll make me more likely to go buy a pet. So I don't want to visit the chaplain. I want to visit the guild master and try to roll a 5 or a 6. Yeah, give me the gold. Give it to me. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Wow. The wizard busting out acquisition on that wanted poster. He must have really wanted that. I mean, I know it says wanted right in the name of the card, but come on, wizard. That seems like a really bad use of that spell, if I'm being honest. So I'm up to 5 lives? I remember that. Yeah, lives. Yeah, gold. Fate and gold is what it hides. Fate and gold is what it hides. That's what I gotta remember. I haven't seen any, like, really grossly incompetent behavior from the AI yet. I mean, I haven't been paying a ton of attention to what it's been doing, but I feel like the moves that it's been making so far, with the possible exception of that acquisition spell the wizard just cast, seem pretty legit. Seems like it's doing things that make sense from a basic gameplay standpoint. Although it's kind of hard to properly evaluate that, being so unfamiliar with the city expansion and how all those mechanics actually work. Um, yeah, I'm not sure I'm in a position at this point to really judge how well or poorly the AI is playing right now. So I guess if it doesn't have an arrow, you can't move in that direction. So yeah, we can move to here, and then we can't move against this arrow. So we really only have one possible move this turn because of the way the arrows are configured. So that's good to know. So basically going to the guild hall kind of traps you in such a way where you have to come back out. So that makes sense. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this. I'm getting a better feel for how this actually flows now. It's definitely cool though. I like the fact that each one of these board expansions has its own kind of unique feel and flavor to it. It even down to something as simple as movement mechanics. I think that's definitely cool. All right, so here's an elemental. If I'd have known I was going to hit this, I might have bought that bounty. Although it has 6 craft, so I'm probably about to get wrecked. Let's see. If you are defeated, in addition to losing 1 life, one of your followers. Wait, 1 life, period. One of your followers, chosen at random, is washed away to a space 1 die roll clockwise around the board. Okay. The elemental will remain here until it is killed. Alright, so I don't think I have any followers at the moment, so I'm pretty okay. Oh, actually, that's a good point. If I click on myself, can I see what else I've got going on here? Because in the old interface, you could see your followers, but I actually don't think I can here. Um, Maybe if I had some, I would be able to see them. Look at my character card. Yeah, that's what I would expect. Yeah, so how do you see like how many items you're carrying and all that sort of stuff? I don't really see. Okay, so here's the card. If I click on that, no, that's not it. So it's weird because I can click on that card. I guess that's showing my alignment. Yeah, because this is neutral. Yeah, alignment neutral. That's kind of subtle. I didn't pick up on that right away, but I guess this is evil, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Is everybody neutral? Yeah, everybody's neutral except the wizard. Huh. Okay, but that doesn't really help me. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess the character card is fine because that's what you used to get from clicking on the image of the character, but now that brings that in and out. But I feel like there's information here that used to be in the interface that's not there anymore. So that kind of like how would I see what cards I'm currently holding and what everybody's holding? Oh, okay, wait, maybe this is it. Inventory. There we go. Okay, okay, magic, magic. Good times. It's like something bad is happening here, and I can't quite put my finger on it. All right, so that's good. So now we know what people are carrying in terms of items and followers. It's interesting though that it doesn't seem to categorize that stuff. Like I just know that this hag is a follower and that this is an item, but if I wasn't already familiar with the cards, I think I might find this a little more confusing. Although it does seem to it still seems to put things in the same order that it used to, where it's like items first, then followers, then trophies or whatever. But it's kind of weird how everything's just kind of hanging out in space now, and there's no real labeling of anything. Like I feel like the way this is done really assumes that you're already familiar with the way the game categorizes information. But I feel like if you were a new player and you were looking at this would just look like a jumble of cards, and you wouldn't really understand the significance of why, like, this is an item and this is a follower, unless you already knew the game pretty well. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think that's a little. I definitely get what they're going for in terms of trying to compress and streamline everything, but I think maybe they've taken it a bit too far, um, just for the sake of people who aren't already familiar with the game. Like, like I feel like you could have like little vertical dividers in here that like said like items or followers or trophies or whatever, and just stick those in between to like separate these into categories. And I feel like that would go a long way to like making this a lot more sensical, than it currently seems to be. It's definitely cool to see it fly in and out though. That's neat. I could play with that all day. But I'm a little bit worried about this, especially from a new player standpoint. I'm worried about what people might run into in terms of trouble in interpreting that. But I still feel like we're missing a piece of information here. I guess you would know if you had a follower by looking at that. I guess that would be how you would check. Yeah. All right. Well, let's hurry up and get killed by this thing so we can move on. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen here. All right. Big bucks. No whammies. That's a decent roll. Unfortunately, that's a better roll. So let's see. If I get a 5, I can tie. If I get a 6, I can win. I don't have any followers to lose though, and I do have an extra life, and I really don't want to burn the one fate I have just to try to save that extra life, so we're gonna eat that. Let's see. Watching the AI run amok. Oh, this poor little fella's about to get irradiated. I guess one thing I could have done when I was setting up the game that I didn't think of was enabling standard characters only, and then we would have had the base characters and the characters that came with the expansion, and we probably would have got more expansion characters in this mix. That was my mistake there. I keep forgetting that that house rule exists. Oh man, seriously? Again? Ninja, please. Oh my god, and another one. Well, I'm really glad I saved that fate. Let's see if I can dodge a bullet again. Yeah, there we go. There's that, there's that life I lost back. Cool, I guess. Except now I'm completely out of fate, which is kind of freaking me out. I hate running around in this game without fate. It's like going to class naked or something. Except more stabby. Oh, hey. Great balls of fire. Oh, the wizard's just going ham with his spells. He's just like, I don't I don't really need these spells. Here, you have it. I forget. I think the wizard draws a spell if they don't have one, so he might have just been trying to clear his deck so that he could get something better. Okay. So, let's take a look at our movement options here. So we can definitely stay in the city, or we can exit the city. Let's try to draw. Let's try to do one more go around in the city and see what other squares we can explore, and then maybe we'll jet out onto the main board and try to mix things up a little bit. But I want to see as much of the city here early on as we can, even if that may not be the best tactical decision. Cut purse. Okay. Roll one die. If the result is equal to or higher than your craft, lose 1 gold. If it is lower than your craft, gain an amount of gold equal to the difference. Then discard this card. Okay, so what we want is if it is lower than your craft. So really we want a 1 here. If we were ever going to roll a 1, this is where we want to roll a 1. No, we got a 2 though, which means we should get 1 gold, if I understand that correctly. Yeah! Give me the gold. So I think the green indicator, like when you have more than the standard number of a stat, I think that looks fine, because that's still bright enough that it has enough contrast even when it's on a similar hue. I think it's only the red, like when you get into the negatives, like how the wizard's life indicator is red here. I think that's where it looks a little sketchy. Also, and I know this is ultra nitpicky, but I think like those values are like vertically aligned a little weird. Like I'd probably move those numbers up a pixel or two just to center them more vertically in that indicator square. They look a little misaligned when you look at them closely. Again, nitpicking. Sorry, I'm a UX guy. That's how I roll. uh, let's see. So let's move. Okay, so we got some. Now we know we've seen the High Temple before. We know what that's about. What do we have here? Okay, that's the apothecary and the sorcerer square. I think I may go ham on the High Temple because I've got the gold for it. Town square. Move 1 card. Move 1 card of your choice in this region to this square. If there are no other cards in this region, draw 1 card instead. Discard all cards remaining on this space at the end of your turn. Okay, so this is kind of like the precipice in the Highlands where you get to draw a card, but if it isn't used immediately, it goes away. Interesting. The question is, do I take the risk spending money and rolling the dice at the High Temple, or do I go and draw a card in the town square? I mean, it would be really cool to gain a strength and a craft, or get to choose a strength or a craft. So that would basically, if I roll 3 dice, I just have to end up somewhere between 10 and 15 to get that option. But it's costing me 3 gold just for the chance to do it. So that seems kind of sketchy, actually. I feel like I'd have to be swimming in gold to want to do that. And given that I really want to try to get as much gold and keep as much gold as quickly as possible, I feel like this square doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment. So I think I am going to instead go for the town square. And we haven't hit this square yet, so this is still something new. Okay. Is there a card down that oh, okay. I guess there is a card down, so I have to select that. Let's see. I definitely don't want that thing. Although I guess I could use that to clear it. See what kind of bounties I can perhaps get. Let's see. Wanted spirit. Yeah, let's maybe grab the spirit. Now, if I move this, can I pick it up? Can I take it? Yes. Okay, that did work the way I was hoping it would. Okay, so now we've got the spirit bounty. Cool. Alright, so that square is pretty powerful. It kind of gives you another chance to grab those wanted posters, or to really just snag any card that's in the city section of the board. I like that. It's fancy. So I did have to spend a gold. Oh no, I guess I didn't. I guess I just got to take it, which is even better. Because I think normally you have to pay to get those, but I think because I used that square, I got it for free. Or maybe I had 6 gold, and now I have 5. Either way, I think it's a good pick. As long as I kill, or as long as I take a spirit that's more than 1 craft, I should come out ahead, even if I did have to pay for that card. Alright. Now let's see. I think there's some options here that we haven't seen. Okay, we've seen the Magic Emporium. Soothsayer. Oh yeah, okay. We were. Oh yeah. Here's where I can get my fate back. I hate to spend the. I hate to spend the gold, but I really could use my fate, and this is going to be one of my only chances to get it. Although here we have Guild Street. Draw a card. Okay. Draw a card or get my fate back. I think I need my fate. I think I'm kind of scared to be running around this board without any fate, so let's get that back. All of the fate. Alright, cool. I feel a little less scared now. Oh right, 5 isn't my gold, that's my lives. That's what I keep screwing up. Because my gold is actually 4. Yeah, 4. Still getting used to that. It's alright, we got this. I'm sure by the end of this game, I will be completely comfortable with what all those numbers mean and where they are and everything, but I'm still kind of getting used to it. Uh-oh. Checking out the deck. It's always creepy. I'm always scared when the AI knows more than I do about anything in this game. Whoa. Oh. Looks like that was a take an object from another player card. Ah. Luckily for me, I have no objects. Okay. So how does a 6 get me here, I wonder? Magic Emporium. I really don't want to go there. I guess it must just be like a thing where you like loop around and then get spit out like right at the spot. Like it's, I mean, it's got to be following the arrows in some weird way to make you end up where you do. And honestly, I'm kind of glad I don't have to know how it works ahead of time. It's kind of cool that it just shows you all the places you can go. Because, well, frankly, that would be kind of annoying to have to think through that all the time. Do I want to pet? I think the problem, honestly, that I'm seeing with the city from the standpoint of what I'm actually trying to do in this playthrough is that most of these squares are about spending money, and the objective of uh, this end game here, trying to play for the getting 20 gold and getting to the crown, is you want to hoard as much money as you can. So I'm thinking that I may actually want to leave the city here and get out onto the board and try to just grind out some gold and some stats in a more traditional way. Okay, draw a card in Thieves' Alley. Well, I'm kind of scared to go to a square called Thieves' Alley with gold, but apparently it's just drawing a card, so let's give it a try. Alright. Oh, hey, it's the Dung Sweeper. I guess there was another one of those in the deck. And I will gladly take that. Give me some more money. Give me your money. So we know there's at least 2 of those in the city deck, because I've now gotten both of them. Which puts me up to 7 gold. Nice. Man, that follower, that 2 craft follower is the bomb. Love that thing. Everybody's hijacking each other. So it seems like the AI has at least some awareness of what the end game is here. It seems like it's being pretty adamant or pretty insistent about trying to get gold whenever it can. So that's encouraging. I know there have been problems in the past whenever new endings have been added or new scenarios like sudden death where the AI seemed kind of oblivious to like the overall metagame of what was trying to happen. It seems like, at least on a superficial kind of anecdotal analysis, that the AI has some idea of what's happening here, in the sense that it knows that it's in its best interest to get as much gold as it can to try to get that ending. That's definitely a good sign. Alright, it looks like we may actually get to bounce out of the city here pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and take a look. Let's encounter the character. And let's steal their wanted poster. Because why not? Not that I think I'm going to kill an elemental anytime soon, but when you're the thief, you kind of have to take advantage of that sort of thing. Oh, I guess one thing I should probably think about more, because it didn't really occur to me until just now, is I wonder if I can steal from the shops in the city as the thief. Because if that's the case, that would be pretty damn OP. But I get the feeling, based on the way my card is written, that that's not the case. Because I think they're pretty specific about what I can and can't do as far as thievery goes. Maybe I should take one more lap through the city and try to land on one of those shops and see if I can actually steal from it, just as a test. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go one more roundy round in the city. See what we can do. Okay, crowded streets. For 2 rounds, whenever characters encounter a street space, they draw 3 cards instead of only 1. If any cards are already on the space, only draw enough to take the total to 3. The crowded streets then disappear to the discard pile. Cool. Alright. Now, does that mean I have to draw additional cards now? No, it goes into effect after my turn ends. Okay, good to know. This is gold flying around everywhere in this game. It's kind of funny. Healer, always handy. Have one of those on the board. Oh man. So people are starting to get some items that I wouldn't mind stealing from them. So I definitely gotta start thinking about getting out there and doing some thievery. I don't really see anybody making a move in terms of stats or gold, though. I mean, we're still pretty early on in this game. Mostly because I've been playing it very slowly, learning these new squares and cards and stuff. Alright, so it looks like we're going to draw 3 here because of this effect. This should be interesting. We get to see more city cards, at least. Okay. Grumpy Wizard. You must draw spells until you reveal one that can be cast on a character. The spell is immediately cast on your character, ignoring any restrictions. treat the spell as if the next player cast it on your character. Then discard the card along with the drawn spell. Interesting. Okay. And then this one is a follower. Cool. You may change your alignment at will. However, you may only have one alignment at any given time. Makes sense. If you pray, you must ditch the demagogue. Cool. I like followers. And then what do we have here? Giant fly. Strength 2. Seems legit. The smell of the city has attracted the foul thing. Okay. Alright, so obviously... Oh no, it's not going to make us fight the fly. We only have to fight the fly to get the follower. The wizard's going to screw with us first. Let's see what we draw. Oh. Cool. So I think that gives us extra turns, actually, if I remember how that spell works properly. So that's actually pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and see if we can outroll this fly. It's a good chance. Yeah! Suck it, fly. Alright, and we pick up a follower that lets us change our alignment all druid-like. So it's funny that I mentioned earlier the druid is one of my favorite characters, because that ability is pretty sweet. Alright, so now we get to go again because of that spell being on us. Let's go ahead and continue drawing cards while this effect is out. So I've seen two creatures so far in the city deck. One was that level 6 elemental, and the other one was that level 2 fly. So it seems to be a range. Alright, Grifter. That's never good. Roll 1 die. Place anything you lose on this card. Lose 1 object, lose 1 gold. Take any objects and gold on the Grifter, then discard this card. Interesting. Okay. Well, hopefully we don't lose anything. Scribe. Follower. If you have 2 or more spells, you may keep a spell after you cast it and discard one of your other spells in its place. Interesting. Scribe then vanishes off to the discard pile. Okay, so he's a one and done kind of follower. Apparition, craft 1. Unfortunately, that means our bounty isn't going to be worth a lot if we kill that, but at least it'll help us build craft trophies. Although I don't think we actually have to use that bounty card unless we actually want to. So first we gotta dispatch this boogeyman or boogie lady, as it were. Oh no! Did we seriously just get outrolled by an apparition? Okay, game. Now this is where the game would traditionally make me roll a 1. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there's something. Alright, we lost to fate, but we saved our life. So that was kind of good, I guess. Unfortunately, we don't get to do anything else on that square, but we do have another turn because of the spell. And we roll another 1. Lovely. Lovely. So this is interesting. It doesn't look as though we can go onto that square. Receive training. Now it's weird to me that that square is not highlighted. Oh, I see. It's got an arrow pointing back at us. That's why we can't do it. Okay, makes sense. I got you, game. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Flask Street. Draw a card. Okay, so I think this is going to be our last square where we draw 3 cards because I think this event is about to end. So let's see what else we can see for these city cards. Fire Elemental. Oh my god, that guy seems scary. Although he's only a 3. Discard all other cards in this space. So that'll be interesting. I guess that's only cards that are actually on the space, though. So I think the other ones will still get drawn. Yeah. Ever full purse. Ooh, that seems hot. If you do not have any gold at the start of your turn, you may gain 1 gold. Okay, so that's basically the same mechanic as the ending that we're playing for the game, so that's actually kind of a throwaway item, but that's okay. Broken sword. If you visit the armory, you may pay 1 gold and discard this card to take a great sword from the armory deck. Oh, that seems hot. We may do that. Alright, but we gotta take care of this guy. Oh, wait. Okay, so I think he did burn those other 2 cards, even though they were drawn after he was. Interesting. Well, now I have to murder you because you've upset me greatly. Yeah! And I think we just killed an elemental. So does that mean we can claim bounty? Yeah. So let's claim that bounty. Bam! So now we're gonna get 3 gold, is that right? Yeah, for the amount of trophy points. So we're gonna get 3 gold. Hot. We're not ditching, we're continuing. And we're gonna continue. Hooray, I made it work. It was a little sketchy on how those new mechanics are done when I'm doing them for the first time, but that was actually pretty intuitive. So good job, game, on making that easy to understand. So now that puts us at 10 gold, so we're halfway to the objective for winning the game. Now we just have to start worrying about building up our stats so we don't get rocked if somebody lands on us, or we land on a crazy creature. Ninja versus dragon. Fight! You go, ninja. I always forget about that sudden or silent strike thing the ninja has. It's pretty ridiculous. It's like very assassin-like in its OP-ness in certain situations. Although the nice thing about the ninja is it has the nice counterbalance to that where they can't take any followers. So I feel like that negates a lot of the overpowered factor from that ability. That could be handy. I could definitely see that being handy. The amulet. Okay, so let's see. Sorcerer Square. Buy one, buy or sell spells. So we can buy one for 2 craft. Oh, wait. I think if we go to the town square, we might be able to snipe that card we missed on the other square. Because there was something good here. Yeah, we don't want the grifter. Do we want the scribe? No, the scribe's not that great. Are there any cards on the board right now that we would like to grab? Because we can totally do that this turn. It doesn't look like it. What do we have here? Oh, okay, wait. So here we go. If you change into the same alignment, you may take another turn this after this. Okay, so that's what happened with me when I landed on this guy at the beginning of the game. I didn't change my alignment, so I immediately got another turn, but I hadn't read far enough down the card to realize it. So that makes sense. Okay, good to know. That's why reading is important. So let's see. I guess I'm gonna go check and see if I can steal one of these spells. Worst case scenario, I'll buy one. Yeah, I don't think I want to buy a potion. Well, I guess this is a better way to test it because the spells cost 2, but the potions only cost 1. So if I do have to buy the potion, it won't be as big a deal. Um, yeah, let's try this. Okay, pay 1 gold, pay 2 gold, pay 3 gold. So I can't steal them. That's okay though. Let's buy a potion. See what we get. Invisibility potion. Fancy. So you may discard this potion at any time to evade any creature or character until the end of the turn. That seems pretty useful. I feel like that was a gold well spent. Lose everything! Oh no. I feel like my luck in the city has actually been pretty good so far, but I don't know if that's because the city is generally tame, or if I've just been really getting lucky with the cards I've been drawing. But it feels like there's generally a fair amount of positive stuff that can happen in the city, and there are risky things or there are negative things, but they don't seem too insane, at least based on what I've seen so far. It seems like the biggest thing about the city is that you really need money to effectively navigate it. Like everything is going to cost you some money, but you're going to get something kind of cool or kind of good out of that money. Um, so yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. It definitely adds a lot of interesting wrinkles to the game, and I can see this really changing the way you play the game in a pretty fundamental way. It seems like this is one of the really big expansions in terms of really changing the game in a meaningful way that I've seen. Like I feel like this is right up there with the dungeon in terms of how that expansion really changed the way I thought about the game moving forward. Okay, so we have this item. Oh wait, that's the soothsayer. We need the armory. Yeah, if we go to the armory, we can get that great sword for turning in that other card, and that thing usually costs 5 gold or 3 gold, but we can get it for 1 gold because we have that card. So I think we want to do that. Let's check that out. Okay, so let's see. Where's my broken sword? Oh, did I not get the broken sword? Oh, wait, no, the broken sword got incinerated by the fire elemental. I'm an idiot. I forgot that happened. Sigh. Well, at least let's look at what they have. So let's see. At the start of a battle, you may roll the die and add the result to your attack roll. You may only do this once per battle. That's pretty cool. Whenever you use the bow, you must either discard 1 gold or discard the bow. Okay. And it costs 2 gold to get that. So that's pretty neat. It's a neat mechanic. Add 2 to your strength during battle. The greatsword seems pretty dope. Add 3 to your strength during battle off the battle axe, which of course costs 4 gold. And then the flail, you may roll 2 dice during battle and add them together to determine your attack roll. Oh my god, are you serious? If you roll doubles, your opponent, what is that word? Cannot add his attack roll to his attack score. Oh my god. That just seems insane. You know what? You know what? We've got the gold, and I feel like this is so insane that we just have to buy this thing. I mean, how can we not buy this? I know it's gonna probably screw up our chances of winning, but in terms of like building stats and stuff, rolling 2 dice for every attack and adding them together and potentially negating their attack roll if you roll doubles, that's just bonkers. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're doing it. And now we got to get out of the city and start murdering some stuff and getting some stats and some gold. Uh-oh. Don't you dare. Oh, somebody's attacking me, are they? Oh, he's attacking me with craft, you scum lord. Oh my god. I think I just made myself into a giant target. Well, you know what? Poof! We're evading you, fool. Evaded. Suck it, grandpa. Alright, I need to get out of here. Alright, still have 4 gold, which is not fantastic when you're trying to get 20, but I feel like we have the potential to make some money here quickly. Free craft. Oh, I need to get out on the board, like stat. In fact, if I get the chance to land on the wharf, it'd be worth it just to hit that free craft square. Okay, so I can go to the wharf, but let's look at our other options. Menagerie, I don't really want to spend any more gold, at least on followers and such. Stables is kind of the same thing. Yeah. Although, a mule would be nice to be able to carry more stuff. Ah, darn it. I wish I knew for sure if I could steal from the stables. Let me look at my card again and see where I can actually steal things from. Whenever you visit the market, market day, or village, you may take a card of your choice. Okay, so those are the only ones that I can actually steal from. Apparently, I'm not a good enough thief to actually steal from the city. I can only steal from the bumpkins out in the village. Alright, so I have to pay a gold, and then I can teleport where I want to go from there. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get out of here. YOLO this, and see if we can get that free craft. Oh no. Oh no. Ah, horrifying. Horrifying. Don't you dare. If you take my weapon, I'm going to murder you, wizard. Just so you know. You are getting murdered. Or, okay, come on, reroll. I know you've been kind to me so far, but I really need you to come through right now. Yes! Suck it, Grandpa! Suck it. Okay. Oh, I see. He's trying to murder me because I'm a neutral character. That's very interesting. Yeah, let's take his monster card. Why not? There. Stop attacking me. Okay, so I get to go wherever I want. We're gonna take that free craft. Oh yeah. Now come at me, wizard. I got your number. Because really, at this point, with that weapon, our strength situation is pretty good. But the more we can bolster our craft, the better that's going to help us to get where we need to get. Yeah, nobody's really running away with stats too much. I mean, the courtesan has 6 craft right now, but she still only has 2 strength. Same thing with the elementalist. I mean, that doesn't factor in objects and such in terms of combat bonuses, but yeah, there's a lot of scary stuff happening now. I think we're getting into what I would consider the mid game at this point, where like things are kind of starting to evolve and people are starting to get some items that are really worth coveting. So we're gonna have to start being a little careful about how we move around the board and how we interact with the other characters from this point forward, I would say. And I think, getting targeted by the wizard there is a good example of why that's kind of a big deal. I'm actually kind of impressed that the wizard targeted me like that. That was a good play, actually. I'm not used. Well, I guess I am used to the AI being aggressive, but I feel like sometimes it's aggressive in like a careless or like unthoughtful way. But I felt like that time it made a lot of sense why he went after me the way that he did. Let's see if we can. I hate to temple farm without any fate is the only problem. Let's go for the standard card for now. Okay, craft 1. Shouldn't be a big deal. We got this. We got this. Alright, claim bounty. No, we're not going to claim a bounty on a craft 1. We can do better. We can do much better than that. So let's see how the inventory looks. Okay, yeah. So my trophies are there. Okay. Yeah, I would definitely like to see some kind of dividers between like the trophies and the items and the spells and all that. Like even just the little vertical lines, that say like spells or trophies or whatever that precede each next section. I think would go a long way to cleaning this up and making it look nicer. Uh, and it would be a really easy thing to implement, I think, in the grand scheme of what they've done here. Alright, see what we can see. I don't think I want to go to the Cursed Glade at the moment. I guess we are going to the temple, like it or not. Hopefully we don't get anything too nasty thrown at us. Oh, nice. 10. Yeah, we got the Talisman. That's alright. Take it. I will take it. Get away from my free craft, courtesan. See you lurking there. Not having any of that. Don't make me attack your face. I have to say, now having played through a significant number of turns here, was a little bit worried that the 6-player thing was really going to slow the game down, but I honestly feel like the turns are going still pretty quickly, and I don't know if that's because they increased the AI speed a little bit, like maybe they made the default AI speed a little higher, or something's going on here where I feel like it's not taking significantly longer per round with 6 players than it did with 4. And I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Yes, give me all of the free craft. Interesting choice. The riding horse. Guess they really want to get somewhere quickly. How is the courtesan doing in life? 3 left. They're fine. What kind of other stuff do they have? Oh yeah, they've got a couple of decent items I wouldn't mind having. But I have to be a little bit careful. Make sure that I don't overstuff my inventory. Although I have mostly trinkets at the moment, so I'm fine. Warlock quest might be something worth taking, although we don't have Sacred Pool on, so I won't get like the fancy quest rewards, so that's really not worth it. I don't feel like I really need to keep hanging out in the inner ring here. At this point in the game, I'd probably be just as good off going to the outer ring. So let's bounce out of here. I got 2 points of that craft. I'm pretty happy with that. This guy. Let's see. I think he grants something to good characters. Oh no, craft of 4 or more. I have that. Give me stuff. Let's see. Spell, gold. I think if you don't take strength or craft in this situation, that's probably a pretty big mistake. So I think just to balance things out a bit, I may take the strength just to really ensure that any combat roll or any I don't know, rolling 2 dice though. Like I'm gonna get a minimum of 5 on every battle that I do with that weapon. And that's assuming that I roll snake eyes. So I think I'm going to take the craft, actually. Yeah, let's take the craft. Because that's where I'm weakest right now, so I need to do everything I can to bolster that. I feel pretty confident with that flail that any strength encounter I get into is going to kind of go my way. Although I should grab some extra fate from the graveyard given a chance. Just to make sure. So just a reminder for anybody who's tuning in late, the ending that we're playing for is the one where you have to get 20 gold and get to the crown to win. So we're not just playing for stats here, we're also playing for gold. So that's something to keep in mind. I've actually spent a fair amount of gold getting to this point, but I feel like it's been worth it for the items and stuff that I've gotten, and also to just kind of dabble in the city. So here's where I'm glad that I bought or that I got all the extra craft that I got. Yeah, look at that. Suck it, nerd. Ghost nerd. And because I have a decent amount of craft, I don't have to worry about keeping him as a trophy. So I can probably just turn that bounty in if I wanted to. Go ahead and roll this. Oh, do I really want to be evil? Well, if I'm evil, I can get my fate back for free at the graveyard. Sure, let's go evil. Evil thief! Let's see. Claim bounty on the spirit. Oops, there we go. So we'll claim that 4, so that'll be 4 gold, which would be nice. Feisty. And that's gonna, I think, put me back into the gold lead overall. Let's check everybody. I think they were saying something on the forums about tab doing something in the interface. Yeah, there we go. That toggles the view of everything. That's nice. I just wanted to check everybody's gold real quick. So the ninja has 4, but I have 7. That's my nearest gold competitor. And that tab key is just a shortcut for this inventory button down here, if anybody was confused by that. Okay. Well, I'm evil now, so I definitely don't want to go to the chapel. So let's bounce up to the tavern. Hey, more gold. I will take it. All day, every day. So I'd have to say, after playing for... How long have we been playing? A couple hours now. Um, yeah, because we started at 11:30-ish. So that's at least an hour and a half that we've been into this game now. I'd have to say, so far, I'm pretty pleased with both the expansion and the current state of the game from this patch. So I just rolled Snake Eyes there with my weapon, but that means that they don't get to roll, I believe. So they only get 3 strength, and my 5 should beat them. Yeah, give me your gold. Get for attacking me, scumlord. I don't even want your pathetic life. Give me your moolah. Actually, normally I probably would have killed them, but since I'm playing for that ending, every little bit helps. That flail, though. That flail is pretty great, right? Just to, I'll wait till my turn starts and then I'll show that again for anybody who missed me picking that up, because that was probably the craziest thing that I've done so far in this game. So when I was in the city and I visited the armory, I picked up this crazy, insane weapon, which cost me 5 gold, but is totes worth it. I think I have to hide this interface now. There we go. So yeah, this thing costs 5 gold, but I roll 2 dice during battle and combine them together for the bonus. And then if I roll doubles like I did there, my opponent can't add their attack roll to their attack score. So that's pretty insane, just saying. And that just worked out there very much in my favor on that last turn where I was being attacked. Alright, who shall I murder? Healing. That's not really going to help me because I've already got more than my standard lives. So what does the elemental have that I might want? He's got a bunch of spells. Got that goblet and that axe and that armor. You know what? I might take the Grail from him. Because I believe the Grail... Another thing I might say from a UI perspective is when you select a card like that, it probably should automatically collapse this stuff so I don't have to hit the button to make it go away. That might just be like a nice UI streamlining thing to do. So add 1 to my craft, and that also counts as a water bottle in the desert. So I think I may go grab that off of him because he's only got a 2 for his strength. So if I rock that flail on his melon, he shouldn't have much chance to defend himself. Oh, and actually, I don't even have to fight him. I can just take it because I'm the thief. Yeah, what am I thinking? Guy's about to get jacked. Yeah, let's steal this dude's stuff. What am I missing here? Can I not take the... Oh wait, I'm evil, so I can't take the Grail. Okay, yeah, derp. That's okay though. We're gonna take his gold. Because why not? because the more of their gold that I take, the more I have and the less they have. So that just helps extend my gold lead. Yeah, I forgot I can't get that Grail because I got my alignment switched to gold when I hit the Mystic earlier. That's the thing about Talisman. You have to really pay attention to every little detail of what's going on because you lapse for 1 second and you miss something important and then you end up getting screwed or not getting to do what you thought you were going to get to do. This is definitely one of those games that has a lot of complexity and intricacy to it, which is kind of one of the things that makes it hard to stream and kind of hard to follow on stream because there's so many little details and nuances to it that unless you're kind of already familiar with it, I think it's a little bit hard to follow sometimes. But I still am very much of the opinion that you could make a really good stream out of this game in terms of like a competitive scene, like if you were to stream Talisman tournaments or that sort of thing. I think with the right commentary, with people who are knowledgeable about the game, really explaining to the audience everything that's happening and doing, proper play-by-play and like talking about the metagame and the overall strategy and such, this could actually be really entertaining to watch, even for people who aren't necessarily super familiar with the game. But it would be all about the presentation and all about like structuring the tournament in such a way that games don't drag on forever and that sort of thing. Like, I actually think the sudden death rule that got implemented back when Sacred Pool came out is really the single biggest thing that kind of makes this a real contender for almost like a pro gaming or like MLG kind of treatment. Like if you were to play, say, a series of games in a tournament fashion with brackets and such, where people were, doing games that were, let's say, like, 30 to 40 rounds long, so they don't drag on too long. I think you could really make some pretty entertaining content out of that. Whereas I think, kind of what I'm doing here is more for people who are already into the game and already have some familiarity with it and just want to see the city expansion in action. Um, I think I would do this a little bit differently if I were, say, trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? If I were trying to explain this to new people or get people on board with it who aren't already familiar with Talisman. So I could go and take advantage of that fella and get a spell, or I could push my luck with that wraith. Now, the problem is I don't have any extra fate at the moment, and I do only have 6 craft, so it's not that big of an advantage in that fight, actually. I think I may just bounce down here and get the free spell by switching my alignment. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to switch my alignment. Huh. Did I lose my follower that lets me do that? Didn't think so. Thought I could do that at any time. There's my giant fly trophy. Huh. Yeah, I guess I lost my follower that lets me switch alignment. That's kind of lame. Well, given that, I think I will press my luck with the Wraith and see if I can get lucky on a roll here. This is a little bit of a chance I'm taking, but it's better than doing nothing on that other square. Ah, he went big. That's alright though, I have an extra life. It's fine. No worries. If I didn't have that extra life, I might have thought twice about that, but sometimes you just gotta go for it. I am kind of curious though how I lost my follower that let me switch alignment. Because I could have sworn I had that person, but they're not showing up on the inventory. And I didn't have the ability to activate that. I wonder if somebody stole it from me when I wasn't paying attention. Like I might have looked away at the wrong moment. Although I don't see her in anybody else's inventory. That's kind of weird. Yeah, if somebody else has her, I don't see it. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Maybe I never got to pick her up. Wonder if she's back in the city somewhere. I could have sworn I got her though. Because she was one of those squares where I was drawing 3 cards. I thought it was this square right here, actually, where I picked her up. Interesting. Maybe I lost her when I switched alignment. Maybe she doesn't like. Maybe she's not down with the evil. Let's see. What does the ninja have that I might want? He has some gold. Also got that strength belt. And a water bottle. I'll take his gold, I guess. Why not? Ah, man. Maybe I should take the strength belt. Yeah, because that flip-flops our strength, if I do. Yeah, let's take the strength belt. Then we'll take his gold next time. 10 gold, back up to 10 gold, which is good. Rocking some nice stats here, the 4-6 with the flail. That should make it pretty easy for me to... Uh-oh, somebody's angry. Okay, that does not affect me. Excellent. I'm on a boat. I mean a raft. Okay, I don't think I necessarily want to fight that spirit again. Bounce over here and see what we can draw. Ooh, magic portal. That could be fun. Sure, let's go for a ride. Looks like we are going to the village, which is not a bad thing. Let's see. It looks like the courtesan. Do they have any gold? Yes, they do. Oh, and they also have items. Delicious items. Yes. That crown is pretty cool, as I recall. Yeah, 2 to your craft. Delicious. Let's grab that. I will take all of your items, thank you. One at a time. Because that's how I roll. Alright, nice. Oh, weird. Why is my craft not going up? The item not work? Or is this only during combat? I'm confused. Wanted to see... Where are the arrows for scrolling through? Oh wait, okay, it's a... I see, it's a draggy thing now. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, this should have added 2 to my craft. Why do I still only have 6 craft? I should have 8 now. It's like that number isn't reading correctly. Huh. Weird. Weird. Not sure what to make of that. Or maybe it'll update on the beginning of the next turn. As long as I actually get the 8 craft when I fight something, I'm not that concerned, but I think that might be a bug where it's not actually properly representing my craft. Oh no, there it goes. It finally updated. Yeah, it just took it a while to recognize that I had taken that. Alright, that's good. It must not update those values immediately. There must be like a point that it hits where it updates all of this. We just hadn't gotten to that point yet. Although, that's something I would probably fix, honestly, because that's a little confusing. Let's see, so I'm still evil. Bounce over here and get a card. Ooh, shiny. 1 to your strength and 1 to your craft off the follower tip. Yes, please. Now that took effect immediately, like I would expect. Maybe because I stole it. Oh, free strength. Yummy. Yummy. Okay, need to get with that. Yeah, maybe because I stole that object, it didn't update immediately, but that's something to check, I guess, for the devs, if they see this. Now this is the part in the game where I start to get nervous because I'm actually doing really well, and I know it's just a matter of time before the game does something horrifying to me to like really knock me down a couple pegs. Aw, that was sweet. Oh, I thought he healed the courtesan. I'm like, it was very friendly of you. Should have known. Ah, the courtesan's not having it. Kind of a waste, though. I don't know that I would have wasted counterspell on that, especially at this point in the game, but whatever. Ninja dropping the hex on the village. Nice. Keeping it classy. I do really like the imagery for the elementalists. That's pretty cool. At first I thought it was a little over the top, but actually I think I like the little details and stuff in it the more I look at it. Okay, what do we got over here? Oh, cave. Chance at some gold. Yeah, let's do that. Go big. Ah. No reroll option either, so that's kind of lame, but yeah, no chance. No chance at all, buddy. Got this. Although it is funny, the two times I've fought, or I think every time I've fought with that flail so far, at least one of the dice I've rolled has been a 1. Oh, there's some stuff happening now. People are making moves. Gotta check everybody's gold real quick. I'm still at 10. We got the wizard with 7. That could be scary. The ninja with 5. Alright, keeping an eye on that situation. Oh man, again? Really? Really? That's the third time this has been cast on me this game. Getting a little weary of it. Oh, and there it goes. This is where the game bends me over. Thanks so much for that game. Thanks ever so much for that. I knew it too. I called it. I'm like, the game's been way too kind to me so far. Oh man. Somebody's gonna pick up that flail too, and I'm gonna get really mad. Never did get the chance to go to the graveyard and get my lives back. Yeah, the other thing that's gonna suck too is they're gonna pick up my gold, and so that's really gonna break me. I mean, hopefully I'll be lucky enough to be able to pick that stuff back up, but I seriously doubt it. Oh man, somebody got killed by the pestilence. Well, I guess somebody's having a worse day than me. Oh man, the shaman just went down to the pestilence. Rugged. This is rugged. Okay, what do we got on this square here? The crazy maze. Well, I don't want to... I don't know, maybe I do want to get stuck in the maze, honestly, while I'm a frog. Yeah, let's do that. We definitely don't want to encounter the character while we're a toad. That's for sure. Man, he swooped right on the shaman stuff. That was not what we needed to have happen there. The wizard did not need to be the one to pick that stuff up. That's for sure. Oh yeah, everybody's moving on my pile. They're like, oh, look at all that stuff. I want that stuff. There's actually a lot of good stuff on the board right now, though, so hopefully that'll distract people somewhat, and I might get a chance to pick mine back up. Interesting choice. Kind of weird, like, go into the square to take damage only to heal. Okay. Oh man, everybody's trying to make a move on my pile. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! No, no, no! Good, wizard, go. Go far away from my stuff, thank you. I'm into that. I think the wizard is the last character that I want to see pick up that pile. Can't believe they finally got me with the random spell after 3 tries. It just goes to show how you need that fate. I did not have it. Oh man. No, don't murder me! Oh, you jerk. That guy's a jerk. Ribbit. Ribbit, jerk. Ribbit. Ah, no! Not cool, man. This is not cool. Crap. I don't dare land on that wraith either. Lame. Yeah, I can't pick up any of that. Oh god. Oh god, I should have gone to the wraith. Oh god. Am I dead? Am I dead? No, I'm down to my last life though. This is horrifying. Everything has gone so wrong. Everything has gone so wrong for me all of a sudden. I'm probably gonna die, is probably what's gonna happen, honestly. Oh, here it goes. Yep. Yep. Thanks for that, game. Oh my god. Just yanked me all the way over there, huh? This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be really rough. I'm glad I built up the craft that I did when I had the chance. That might be the only thing that saves me. Oh, there it goes. Who got it? The courtesan. Ah, man, bummer. That is a serious bummer. Wow. And she rolls the 6 on the cave. Wow. Wow. That was a brutal turn of events right there. I almost just want to hurry up and die. Honestly, because like I kind of feel like I'd almost be better off with a new character at this point. Escape, roll 1 die. Before you roll the die, you may pay any amount of gold to bribe the guard. Add 1 to your score for each gold you paid. Okay, well, I don't have any gold. 1 to 2, caught trying to escape, lose a life. 3 to 4, you fail to escape. 5 to 6, escape, move to the town square. Okay, well, I need a 5 or a 6. There it is. Okay, that's something. Hop my way out of here. Oh man, what am I gonna bring to the town square? Is there anything that can help me and not murder me? Because that would be swell. Let's see, what's this? Well, that would be really cool, but I can't pick up any followers while I'm a toad. So that would be kind of pointless, and they would get destroyed. I don't want to waste that. City rat. And I don't really think I want to fight anything. What do we got here? The grifter. He's got nothing on him. Well, I guess of all of the things that I could do, though, that probably makes the most sense just because I've got nothing to lose by bringing the grifter there. Because I could lose an object or lose a gold, but I can't lose a life, and I'm not carrying anything. I think if I'm going to move anything to the town square, let's move him, and then he'll disappear at the end of the turn. And that'll take him off the board. So let's do a little community service. Not that the community deserves it, based on how I've been getting treated by them, but whatevs. Alright. Bye-bye, Grifter. Okay, I'm a person again. Unfortunately, I'm still about to die, which is terrifying. That could not have been worse, that random thing turning me into a toad at that moment. Like, that was the absolute worst thing that could have happened to me. That all but killed me. I think the only good that came of that is that now I shouldn't be as much of a target. And it might give me a chance to get back into things. One thing I definitely need to do though is beeline for that healer card. And then beeline for the graveyard. Try to get my fate back. Otherwise I am going to be screwed. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff I could do that could help me out. I just have to be able to live to do it. I just need to not get ganked before I get the chance to recover. I gotta land on the courtesan as soon as possible and get my flail back while I can. That's like a must. Alright, good. Good. Let's try to get out of the city as quickly as possible. Hopefully this card won't be too bad. Clockwork Cabinet. Of course it's a strength of 4. If you defeat the Clockwork Cabinet in battle, you may keep it as a follower instead of a trophy. While the cabinet is your follower, you may carry an extra 4 objects. It will remain here until it is Defeated. Cool. Unfortunately, this may be where I die, because I need to roll big and it needs to roll small, and the chances of that happening are not great. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, game. Ooh. Ooh, I will take it. I'm not even all that angry, because that could have been the end of me right there. At least I rolled the 6. But if I do manage to come back from this, it's going to be pretty cool, because I am not in great shape right now. And actually, with the gold situation being such as it is, it's like all my gold didn't get picked up by the courtesan, though, because she should have like 14, not 4. It's like my gold disappeared whenever I got turned into a toad. Really weird. That might be a bug, actually. I know I had at least 10 gold when I got turned into a toad, and when the courtesan landed on the square I got toaded on, she should have picked that up. But apparently she did not. Oh man, here's the slow march towards death or redemption, whichever comes first. Pawn shop. Pawn shop will remain here for the rest of the game. You may either sell any of your objects for 1 gold each, place the objects on this card, or buy any objects on this card for 2 gold each. Nice. The objects do not count towards the number of cards on the space. Interesting. Oh yeah, okay, on the space itself. Gotcha. Alright, well, there's nothing for me to do, but something. Oh man, the wizard is scary. Oh yeah, just take all those lives, because I don't need those. Thanks, sorceress. Thanks for that. I am sweating bullets, because I know I'm about to die. Ugh. I hate the fact that she has that weapon. That's my weapon. Not have that. Mine. That's actually the only thing that really bothers me about her picking up that loot, is getting that flail, because I spent 5 gold on that thing. Now she's running around with it. Alright. Let's see. No good character. Okay, so that'll help my strength out. Let's go pick that up. Something. It's funny, both of those staffs are out and we're like on the same side of the board there. The sorceress is just sopping up all those free points. It's really bumming me out. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I could roll a 6 next turn, that would be amazing. If I could just roll a 6 for my move and hit the healer, I would be feeling a lot better about my chances here. Wow, how do you not take the flail? Like, seriously? You're not reading that card? Yes! Yes! Give me my lives back. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much, Talisman. Oh, thank you so much. You don't even know. You don't even know how happy I am right now that I'm not just gonna get immediately destroyed. Okay. Alright. We're back in it. We're back in it. We still need to be careful, but we're not quite in danger of being decimated immediately. Now I gotta start working on my strategy for how I'm gonna get myself back in this game now that I'm not in danger of immediate death. This is still gonna be a bit of a struggle, I feel like, but I feel like it's doable now. First things first, I gotta hit that courtesan and get that flail back. That's numero uno on my to-do list. I've also got to take any opportunity I can to pick up gold off of the other characters. So whenever I land on them, I've either got to take an item or got to take their gold. Alright. 5, huh? Got over here. Bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah. Is there a creature or something there that's preventing that stuff from being picked up? What's going on here? I don't see anything. We're gonna go get that loot pile. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's grab a spell because, oh, nice. 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 We're doing that. Picking this up. Picking you up. Curfew, or wait. Gremlin. What is this gremlin? You must take the gremlin as a follower. Whenever you gain an object, you must first roll 1 die. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I gotta roll a 5 or a 6 the next time I pick up an object to get rid of that guy. Okay, I knew there had to be something bad on that square, but I think I can live with that. Actually, all I have to do is get my flail back. and it'll be good times. Although losing a life to that gremlin would be bad. That'd be real bad. Yeah, everybody's starting to stack stats now. It's getting interesting. Let's check the gold situation. The wizard's got 6. Sorceress has 2. Ninja's got 3. Courtesan's got 8. Yeah, I guess that just hadn't updated from before. I guess she did pick up my gold. Or I read it wrong previously. Okay. You know, with 8 craft, I feel like I could go get that wraith pretty easily. Let's go for that. Hey, market! I can steal something. Awesome! Everything is awesome. Oh, seriously? Oh my god, are you serious right now, game? Wow. Not cool, man. That is not cool. Wow. Of all the things I could have rolled there, had to be a 1. Just had to be. That was hella lame. And just like, I don't even need the stinking water bottle, I just want your orb. Courtesan heading inland. I really wouldn't mind hitting that healer again now that I lost that life to that wraith. Well, Courtesan got her revenge on that critter. Thanks to my weapon. I'm not bitter. It's all good. Everything's fine. Except for the deep, seething anger. Oh, hey, healer. Sweet. Give me your lives. Thank you. Alright. Okay, back up to 4. That feels way more comfortable. That's something good, at least. My biggest problem at the moment is that I have no money, and that's not good considering the stage of the game that we're in. Really gotta look at possibly trying to murder the courtesan, because she's only got 2 lives left, and if I could just jump on her and take my stuff back from her. That would be a really good way to get myself right back into this game. Ooh, and she may be about to lose another life here. Oh no, the flail's gonna save her. Oh, well that's the worst roll she could have possibly made. Unfortunately, the AI was not up to the task of taking advantage of that. Yeah, I gotta think about. Well, I gotta get her weapons off of her before I even try to fight her. That's step one. Like I gotta land on her and get the weapon back first, and then I can think about actually taking her out. So let's see. Elementalist. What are you carrying that I can actually take? Gold, and that's about it. But I think I'd rather, well, maybe I should just take the card, honestly. Might be better off with the card. Watch, it'll be a poltergeist or something ridiculous. Market day! Hooray! I get something for free! Gonna steal something cool. You know what? Let's take the mule. Just so I don't have to worry about carrying a bunch of stuff. And there's nothing else I really want. Everybody shop. Shop like you mean it. Nobody's shopping. Everybody's holding on to that glitter. Okay, so I've actually been at this for a little over 2.5 hours now, and I think what I'm gonna do is take a quick break, maybe just like a